now competitive edge in the differences. But at the same time, as you mentioned, that you just can't be focused on one state. You've got to look at the whole country. Otherwise, India doesn't really deliver. But there's a lot beyond just India as an Indian market. I mean, there is a whole set of multinational corporations who are making India their South Asia, their Southeast Asia, or their Middle East Africa headquarters. So is this doing business in India also not just about India, but it's also now a regional potential?
I think 2 points. First, on India, I think the way to the future and the way to go is to develop small hubs, and I would say not only states, but there will be soon, 5 to 10 years from now, specialized districts, hubs for auto, for chemicals, for pharma, for services. That's the way we will go. Now, taking this point forward and looking at the region, I think, in fact, it's already happening. A lot of companies I'm aware of, including multinational companies, Indian companies, of course, but a lot of multinational companies and companies which have other origin are establishing India as a hub, either from Indian subcontinent or for Southeast Asia, or in some cases, I know, even for Africa. So I think there is a lot of similarity between the condition, circumstance, and including the lifestyles of the people of those countries. Lot of companies have separate teams which are headquartered in India, focusing on Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia. Just look at it, the whole global power is shifted to these countries. So it is not only that the modern or the Western or the already matured world is wanting to go into those countries. Each country in this region is wanting to go into each other's country. Lot of agricultural land has been grabbed up in Africa. Lot of metal mining, shale gas related sort of fields are being captured. And even from a management perspective, India offers a reasonably good bet at becoming a regional hub, at least from a management perspective, including from a manpower and the kind of quality management which is available. I think it's already happening, at least in few segments. I'll name those in consumer, in healthcare. It's already happened.
You know, before we open up to the floor, since we have a man from the Chief Minister's office in Kerala, we have somebody who's here in charge of making Pune the Germany of the East, and we have Maheshwar Rao from Karnataka. I'm going to ask each one of you, we have a plethora of young entrepreneurs here, to give that half a minute, 1 minute spill of why someone should come and invest in Pune, Karnataka or Kerala. So I'll start with you, Maheshwar, and we'll go on to Zubin and then to you, Shafi.
I think I have been pitching for the last 6 months, it's become second nature, but we always say that I think you should look at the market in India first. If you come to decide about the market, then you decide which part of the market, which segment of the market you're looking at. Looking at consumption, looking at where it's going to be driven, and where you got good labor relations, good quality manpower, and in case that makes your business profitable, you should go there. I think our state, of course, stands somewhere among those which will always be counted, but the choice is yours.
But I think if it comes to high technology industry and you need a place to stand and move the world, then I think it's Pune. Because I think the people in the industrial environment of Pune attracts high technology. I mentioned it earlier, it's a city of entrepreneurs. So if you want to be comfortable in the kind of environment that you thrive in, I would say it's Pune.
Shafi?
If you want to invest in a land-intensive project or industry, please go to Maharashtra and Karnataka. But if you want to be in the most beautiful state with the best law and order, best governance, and the best social indicators, health, education, etc., please
for questions. As you can see, we are a continent, but we're still connected. So we can open the floor for questions. We have about 5 to 7 minutes for questions. You're really overwhelmed by your screens, I think. Nobody? I mean, I could keep asking questions, but just want to make Shaki, you reminded me, oh, there's one person over there.
Director has already been a drafter entrepreneur policy to Sam Pitroda, but now the Sam Pitroda has told that within a 6 month he will, but no reply on entrepreneur policy that will be coming down.
So your question is that the government of India is working on an entrepreneurial policy. There has been a core group that has been set up inside the Planning Commission itself in the 12th five-year plan to include entrepreneur-driven incentives in the 12th five-year plan period. And yes, Mr. Pitroda has sort of also had a role in that. And your question is, what's happened to that? Yeah, Shaki will answer.
Government of India and other states in India are thinking about it. We have implemented the first student entrepreneurship policy in the country and most probably the world. What we have done is any student while in college who starts an enterprise and create income, wealth or job by a certain parameter, get 20% attendance absolutely free. They don't need to turn up to college for 20% of their college days. They still get 20% attendance and they get 4% marks added to their final grades in this. And we are proud to say that the first campus to IPO company started by 5 students in Trivandrum Engineering College. We just announced from Kerala in 12th December, and it's expected to hit the SME exchange of Bombay Stock Exchange in February.
If you got 5 ideas, you don't have to go to school. It's as simple as that. But just jokes aside, I think a lot of ideas are happening in entrepreneurship. State government, of course, is not doing much. Is thinking about it. But a lot of organizations, including I think CII, NASCOM, have come up with this plan of doing startups, assisting startups. I think the way to go actually is to have more companies coming up because that generates the maximum jobs.
You know, Shaki, just for the information sake, I know Kerala has this fantastic program for the Startup Village. Can you share a little bit about that? We missed your voice on the table when we were talking about earlier about different initiatives.
The Startup Village is actually part of the student entrepreneurship policy. What we have created is we have created a state-of-the-art facility. We started with 25,000 square feet where any college-going student can come in and use the facility absolutely free of cost to start up any technology venture. We are trying to create this, create the Silicon Valley ecosystem, and it's being led by one of the founders of Infosys, Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan. So government is providing the infrastructure, but the entire management is left to both outstanding leaders from the industry and a bunch of college entrepreneurs, so that the bureaucracy and the political leadership doesn't come anywhere in the way. Just to give you an example of the interest level, we started this startup village with 25,000 square feet in August, and October 15th the space was completely leased out. We have now putting in place 100,000 square feet by March, and the Chief Minister's commitment is that if it gets leased out, used up by aspiring entrepreneurs, we will set up a 1 million square feet facility.
It's fantastic. I'm going to close on that note. It's been wonderful getting perspectives from each one of you, frank and honest. So that's been great. I'm told that the delegations and student volunteers are to come up here to collect their certificates. after the signing is done of the communique this evening. And with that, we bring this session to a close. I thank all the panelists here for the wonderful part.
As a token of appreciation of your time, we'd like to present a memento. The memento is a book which was released at our national summit 2 years ago by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, titled Change We Want to Be. There we actually edited this particular coffee table book, and I'd like to request Mr. Ankit Mittal from VIA Indore chapter to hand over the books to your panelists. Thank you very much. We've now come to a very special moment. This is the time when all of us will be signing the official communique which will form the outcome of this Commonwealth Asia Young Entrepreneur Summit, for which may I request the leaders of all the delegations to kindly come on stage along with Ms. Catherine Ellis and Mr. Aminul Islam Khan from the Commonwealth Secretariat. Please do come up on stage for the official signing ceremony of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs Communique. Form part of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs Network in our 8 countries. We will be quickly reading out the salient features of this communique, which will be handed over on the 15th to 19th of April in Papua New Guinea at the next Commonwealth Youth Ministers meeting. We will ensure that your voices of what we would like to see done by our governments will reach the voices of our governments, will reach the tables of our governments at the next Commonwealth Youth Ministers meeting. Can I have the official communique up on the screen, please? I will just read the salient points. We will not read the whole communique. It says, the official communique of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs signed in Mumbai, India at the Thai Summit on this 15th day of December 2012. Believe me, each one of you sitting here is part of the creation of this historic communique. 200 young entrepreneurs met under the umbrella of Thai in Mumbai from the December 12th to 15th. The first edition of this summit has built on a dialogue that began in New Delhi in February of this year and continued in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in July 2012, and to develop concrete proposals for youth ministers who are meeting from the 15th to 19th of April 2013 in Papua New Guinea. These proposals aim to unfold the potential of young entrepreneurs to strengthen the economic and social fiber in all Thai countries. I'm going to go further down. What we are asking our governments to do is, 1, to commit to a process of dialogue for ongoing communications. I think this is the first and most important point. We would like our governments to commit that they will speak to us, that they will listen to us, and they will take our proposals seriously. Second, we would ensure that our young entrepreneurs are supported by conducive entrepreneurial ecosystems. Third, we would like to provide our entrepreneurs with a supportive entrepreneurship culture. And fourth, we would like to promote a system whereby young entrepreneurs have access to finance from youth startup to critical mass. Our communique, as you can see, not only outlines these proposals, but also gives specific policy recommendations that we would like our governments to actually look at. So with this, we are actually going to the end of the communique which says, which asks our governments that we propose to the leaders of Commonwealth Asia to begin a process and develop an action plan for consideration at the next Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. We are also committing that an interim progress review will be organized by us in Islamabad, Pakistan in June of 2013. Young entrepreneurs are also eager to contribute to the prosperity and growth of our countries, of the Commonwealth Asia region. We have faith that the ministers of our countries will endorse the ideas outlined in this communique and will then take them to the next level. We believe that with this communique, we have done our purpose of making a very, very concrete and comprehensive set of recommendations to our member governments. Thank you very much. To begin this process, we are going to sign the communique on behalf of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs. I will sign the communique on behalf of the Alliance, after which each of the leaders of the countries will come upon and sign the communique for their respective governments. I now call upon Bangladesh. I now call upon Brunei, represented by the Young Entrepreneurs Association of Brunei. I now call upon India, represented by Young Indians. Louder, guys, come on! Now call upon Malaysia, represented by the Malaysia Graduate Entrepreneur Association. Guys, come on, cheer for Malaysia. Malaysia, represented by JCI Petaling Jaya. Pakistan, represented by the Young Entrepreneurs of the Islamabad Chamber of Commerce. Sri Lanka, represented by the Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Sri Lanka. This communique will also be given to the G20 Young Entrepreneur Alliance as a contribution to the discussion that will take place at the G20 summit being held in Russia in 2013. And now that the communique is signed, we all are going to request that the Commonwealth Secretariat, represented by Ms. Catherine Ellis and Mr. Aminul Islam Khan, accept the communique for submission to the Commonwealth Secretariat and also to our member governments. With this, our Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs Summit draws to a close. We will, of course, be having our violin performance, but at this point, I'd like request all of you to rise for the Indian National Anthem. Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Uttar Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Ujjala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jare Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Gana Mangal Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He. Thank you. We will now be handing over ceremonially the Alliance flag of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs from India to the next host of the inaugural meeting of the Commonwealth Asia Alliance of Young Entrepreneurs, the Young Entrepreneurs Forum of Pakistan.
Salam Namaste. I just have a few words. We're very excited to host Thai and all 8 countries, inshallah, in Pakistan next year, June. I'm hoping that we can come up with the bar that Rahul and the Thai team has set for us. And it will be a difficult task, but I'm sure we'll get there. Each one of you, thank you very much on behalf of all the 8 countries. We feel very well. Rahul and his team, the Kai team, the YI team has done a wonderful job hosting us. We brought a message of love, each one of us, each country, and I think we got equally reciprocated love from all of you. So thank you very much for hosting us, having us here. It has been a memorable trip for each one of us that came, and I'm sure we'll have good things to say back home, and vice versa. And I think it has been, to say the least, it's been very memorable for us. So thank you very much, all of you. We hope to see you again. If not here, we hope to see you back in either Pakistan or Malaysia or Brunei for whatever next the events come up. They will be coming up. We want you to come. So let's hope this ball keeps rolling and gets bigger and better. Thank you very much.
Say a few words.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate all the members of CAI for putting on such an amazing event this week. As an inaugural, it's going to be very hard to top, so I look forward to seeing what Pakistan are able to produce next year and beyond that to further summits. I'd also like to congratulate all of you for being brilliant participants and all the volunteers who've been part of this week as well, and the speakers. As Rahul said, this communique, which I take as a very privileged and precious document, will be presented to the youth ministers of the Commonwealth when we convene in Papua New Guinea in April next year. And at that conference, we will also be talking about what happens after the Millennium Development Goals. So it will be feeding into that process as well. And further also into the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in November next year and the Commonwealth Youth Forum, which will be held at that time as well. It will also feed directly into the strategic plan of the Youth Affairs Division of the Commonwealth Secretariat, which works over the 54 countries of the Commonwealth. And we hope that it will also be part of setting up this kind of alliance in the other 3 regions of the Commonwealth, Pacific, Africa and the Caribbean. So this document is going to go a long way, and I appreciate all the work that's been put into it. But you know, even if it went absolutely nowhere, there's so much value that's happened this week. All the learning and sharing that's been going on, the top quality speakers that you've been able to attract here, the networks that you've been building, both in terms of business opportunities and in terms of social support. As entrepreneurs, you know, life is not going to always be that easy, so it's great to have people who get what you're doing. It's going to be the voice of young entrepreneurs in the Asia region, and you've already built such credibility with key stakeholders in the Asia entrepreneurship space. So congratulations on what's been achieved here. We're really proud for the Commonwealth brand to be associated with such an amazing and dynamic group of young people. And best wishes for the journey from here as individual entrepreneurs, as national entrepreneur organisations, and of course, as a pan-Commonwealth Asia Entrepreneurs Alliance. Thank you.
Mr. Srikanth Suryanarayanan from India will be delivering the vote of thanks and formally closing the session before we have the violin performance.
Salam Namaste. Good evening, everybody. While I stand between the wonderful performance from this fantastic bunch of performers and the closing of the day, I think there is some task that we have to perform when any trade function comes to an end, which is thanking everyone who has been part of it. First and foremost, we have had a fantastic day today. I'm not going to go into a lengthy discussion on what is the outcome of each panel discussion, but we had 5 panel discussions, and the last one that just ended before this. I think it has basically touched upon the 5 pillars that CHI is all about, or G20 is all about, which is access to finance, building up a positive ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystems, and then we're also talking in terms of risk and how do we work with governments. So I think we have covered a good diaspora of topics. And I think the banking session seems to be appreciated by a lot of people. And there's one particular quote that I'd like to tell is, when you deal with a bank, don't get frustrated. They exist to frustrate you. I think that's one of the highlights of the panel discussion, and I think we can take that note back home with us, because when you do deal with banks, I know how frustrating it is. Okay, now on to the main function, which is being attended by over 41 speakers from India, Italy, UK, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Brunei and Pakistan. We had over 123 delegates from 7 countries. We had 66 volunteers, student volunteers from 6 cities. We had 17 partners, 5 sponsors, 8 factory visits, 3 event partners, and more than anything, we had a one crowd support from Commonwealth. And before that, I'd like to thank some of the sponsors who have made this program possible, which is RGNIYT, which is Rajiv Gandhi's National Institute of Youth Development, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Oxford Business Group, some of our sponsors, which is Aries Agro, Corporation Bank, Central Bank, SCA Group, SIDBI, and of course our partners, the Wall Street Journal, BSC, Meltwater, Hill and Knowlton, Dow Jones. The business magazine, the Smart CEO Photography by Angle of India, Technology by View, Social Media and Branding Bees, Link, Net Solutions, IES, and Dreamcatcher, ClearTrip, IDEA, IDF, and Radio Wala.in. Thank you very much for making this event possible. There's one person I'd like to give a special mention to, is the Bombay chapter chair, Narayan Singh. He's been a driver, he's been a door opener, I've seen him standing behind the food counters, I've seen him here at 7 in the morning. Yesterday when the TV is not working, he was fixing them. I think he has been an amazing store of energy and strength for this event. Thank you very much, Narayan and your team. I'd like to thank Ernst & Young for their support for this event. But more than anything, when there's a big show like that, there's a strong backing team which has been ably managed by Tulsi Raj. If you're there, can you show yourself to everyone by standing on the chair there? His team of Kunal, Praveen, and Teja, and Mariam, everybody who's been tirelessly working night and day, not even day and night and day, to make this event possible. We started this journey 4 days back on the 12th, when we had the leadership assembly, and parallelly from 13th, all the visits to Mumbai happened, traveling length and breadth across Mumbai, to give you a feeling of what Bombay is all about, or what Mumbai is all about. We showed you the highs and we showed you the lows, we showed you things that you wouldn't want to see, things that you want to see, like the Dharavi slum. Even some of our own Indian delegates who were there were astonished by the abject poverty or the lack of sanitation. So it's been an eye-opener for not just my own countrymen, but it's also been an eye-opener for all the other guests who have come from other parts of the world. I would be failing in my duty if I didn't mention one particular person, which is Dr. Rahul Mishchandani. stand up. Thank you. I have known Rahul for past 10 years now, and I've seen his tireless working style, his passion, his dedication, and he leaves things on such a high that anybody following him can't even reach them. He sets the bar so high in terms of personal commitment, he sets the bar so high in terms of passion that he brings to the table. This event would not have been possible. Forget this event. I don't think Kai is all about this event. I don't think Kai would have been possible if not for Rahul and Mr. Kai. This is a snake board. Okay. This is what Rahul is all about. You see all these small figurines here? These are that's me all in the front. Okay, all the minnows and all the small army that you see in front, because you need so many people to row the boat. And this is a very, very famous boat. This happens in Kerala. It's a snake boat, and there's an annual event that happens around September, October, which is actually a national event. Now, but there's one chap sitting in the back there with a big stick. And that's Rahul Mukherjee. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give this on behalf of Wire, Young Indians, on behalf of the entire country. I'd like to give this to Rahul Mukherjee.
But I think I need to accept it with Narayan Jaisingh. So I'm going to request Narayan, please.
With that, the official function is over. Thank you very much, and thank you for putting up with me. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, everyone. Now I'd like to invite the performers on stage, please. Thank you.
Which is being, as you can see, these young players who are going to gradually come up. Arabi at the outset, let us tell you, is an exclusive violin school, the only one of its kind in India. From a modest beginning, it has grown into a vibrant institution comprising of over 100 students of ages varying from 6 to 60. Arabi is registered under Educational and Charitable Trust and is being funded by music lovers across the city. Students of Arabi are special students, as you will see for yourself. They have performed for more than 200 live concerts on various platforms in India and have been offered by various organizations to perform abroad also. Arabi is a temple of music and a wonderland of notes, where children beguile the muse with a magic born of bows and strings. The founder director of this particular organization is Mr. Ashok Gurjale, and we have 25 young musicians who will be performing 5 distinct programs. They will begin with notes, then go on to Hamsa Badri Rag, Swara Madhuri, Aspiration, and end with River Ganges. An honor and a pleasure for me to also introduce these young performers to you. Panana Cordinia. Can we see you raising your hand? Panana? Siran? Arale? Dudupuri? T. Srivastava? Come on, friends. They have traveled all the way from Hyderabad to be here. Pavani?
I'm Srinivas. Before the other elements are completed, I will take you with my sound imitation and sound illusion. I won't take much time. A little bit. Sound, please. Shh. Hello. Okay. I do sound imitation and then sound illusion. Two things within 6 to 7 minutes before they arrange this, because we have to rush. What is sound imitation? I can imitate any sound. For example, I am working for railways. In railways, it's Secunderabad. So I start my show. I tell you the train sound. It is neither electric engine train nor diesel engine train. It is steam locomotive train. How does it sound? The train is leaving from VST station, and as the train goes away from us, the sound is decreased. And how it would be? Thank you very much. In a similar way, when the train is crossing the bridge, we listen to a lot of sound because sound is increased because there is no ballast under the track or earth under the track to absorb the sound. So sound is increased and beat is also changed. What kind of beat we listen to? When we stand under the bridge and the train is crossing the bridge above, what kind of beat we listen to? All the compartments are crossing the bridge and we are standing under the bridge. हम पुल के नीचे खड़े होकर सुनेंगे तो जब रेलगाड़ी पुल पार करती है तो आवाज किस प्रकार की आवाज होती है, बीट किस प्रकार बदल जाता है. Simultaneously. All the sounds produced, especially in our Indian films, are false. For example, when a hero hits villain, you get. In a real life, you don't get because he's not playing octopads or jazz drum. If you play on the drum, you get this sound, but when a hero hits villain, the sound you listen. In a similar way, all the sounds produced in the films are wrong and how. For example, Sholay, in that film when the horse was, when the train was going and in that Sanjeev Kumar, Amitabh Bachchan, when the three were going in the train and then Amjad Khan's Gabbar Singh's followers were chasing them on horses, they produced both the sounds simultaneously. How was it? Sound. Train was going fast. Then the horses. Let the horse in the sand or in the water or on the road, wherever it runs, we get only one kind of sound in our films. It would be. It is never changed. When more number of horses run together, their field is changed. In Hollywood films, they have shown variation. For example, Meghal's Gold, when the horse was running in desert, in the sand, what kind of sound they produced?
Don't go there because there's some spare on those mines that kill you. So the spares of the mines.
If you go there, the total scene can be presented. What I have taken is the example of sound. That's all. In this film, sure, if you train horses, the tramp moves simultaneously. रेलगाड़ी और घोड़ा दोनों एक साथ நான் இப்போ உங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரே சமயத்தில் ரெண்டு சவுண்ட்ஸ் சேர்த்து கேட்கிறேன் ஒரு ட்ரெயின் ஒரு குதிரை இந்த ரெண்டு சவுண்ட்ஸ் கேளுங்கள் I can produce three sounds at a time simultaneously, ladies and gentlemen. Train, car, and horse. Heroine is going on a train, and then the hero chases her in a car, and the villain chases both of them on a horse. They use three songs at a time on our inner films. How it would be? Railgadi, Ghoda, or car. A helicopter sound can be presented in three different ways. Another way. But I like the third way, it would be good. Helicopter. This is called sound imitation. It is mostly popular in India as mimicry, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I used to imitate human voices too, but in traditional conventional, I am not supposed to do all those items because no one knows who is our great personalities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is sound imitation. Then what I do is sound illusion. I am graduated in this from Mayer's Institute of Ventriloquist Colorado in the US. They taught me how to take out my voice from my mouth and how to throw my voice. Sharp and what a little bit what I take out my voice from my mouth. Hello? Yeah. It's a different voice for your clarity. Hello? Yes. Hello? Yeah. Okay, will you please come out? Yes. Yes. This is my fist. How still they feel whether you are there or not. Okay? Are you there? Are you there? Yes? You don't hear me. Fist, right? Okay? So, what shall you do? What shall you do? Shall I open it? Okay? Yeah. This is my palm. Yes. I'll put you in my pocket. Oh, you are in my pocket. You are in my pocket. Okay, but how do my audience believe that you are in my pocket? I'll do one thing. I'll put the microphone in the pocket, okay? We have to speak. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Not there.
Yeah.
Be there. Like this, I can throw my voice. Of course, I got my puppet, but there's no time on me and Ashok Pujari and all the youngsters should press fast. So I conclude with one item, half a minute item. I'm sorry. I can swallow my voice. I use puppets to entertain you, but because of the time constraint. Hello? Come out. Okay? Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now what I do is I show him how can he swallow you. Right?
Right. Yes.
From here, you have to go into my throat. From there, you have to climb down into my belly. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
Go into my throat. Yeah, you.
Yeah. I can also.
Yeah, my throat.
Yeah.
Okay. You climb down into my belly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
Go.
Yeah. What is that?
What happened?
I'm confused.
Confused? What for?
Oh, there are 3 ways.
3 days? Don't go to my left.
Why?
My heart is there.
How is really not there?
Nobody can be there in the heart. Poets don't know their anatomy. That's the reason they say, you are my heart is feeling for you. Heart cannot think, only brain will think. You go down straight. Okay? Go down. Okay? Okay? This is my stomach. Big. Are you criticizing or praising? I don't know. Okay, right. Climb up. 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 Climb up.
Yes.
Come into my throat.
Yeah. I can throat.
Come back to my mouth.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah. And you know.
So many things are there, but I cannot become hindrance between you and the violin program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. I'm Srinivas, Unity Srinivas from Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you.